Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another day of the Agile Scrum, and we are going to get started almost towards the last day of Agile Scrum, but this is going to be transition towards the day one of business analysis. As you know, this is the combination of two tracks, BA Agile Scrum. Agile Scrum would be getting over, and we will be migrating towards the business analysis. So stay tuned. Many more collaboration assignments are going to come to you. And having said so, let's get started. I believe that you all remember the main reason. What is the one core purpose? And I love keep asking this thing that decides your objective, my objective together, that for what purpose we all are here. Who
To
can
get placement.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really love this reminder, because this answer in itself is as a reminder. And I'm going to open right now the specific code of honor. So give me some time to let it open, because this is taking time to open. Yes, while it's opening up, I am just allowing few people to join inside. Okay, anyone here who attempted yesterday's assignment by any chance? I know that you have still time to submit that, but anyone here who attempted that?
Sir, I really didn't understand. I completely forget what you told to. I was thinking maybe somebody will post and I will rethink it, but unfortunately I completely forget that. What
No
was
problem.
the assignment?
Okay,
Well, shoot, I say something just so I say something. That probably deter her from doing something.
Kira, are you talking to us? I mean, you are willing to contribute something?
I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Jyoti, the assignment was this, that last time we did the assignment of, okay, so someone is asking that, yes, I did it. Okay, thank you so much so why don't you unmute yourself and explain us that what was the assignment, so that two things will happen. One, you will re-emphasize what was that, and second, everyone will get clear. Yeah, can you?
Whatever I cannot.
Yeah, go ahead, Prabhasha.
No, sir, it's not me speaking. Someone else was speaking.
Oh, no problem. But could you please explain the assignment, because I was asking you, because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so the assignment was like to write the acceptance criteria for a particular user story, and that start from like just give me a minute.
Yes, sure.
That the format is like given the initial context, that is the that has to be the flyer of the Fly Agile Airlines. When the events like the let's say the less than 1,000 kilometer I have to travel to avail this particular kind of discount. Then the occurrence, the outcome, what you want, what will be the outcome of that particular event. Let's say if you want to travel less than 1,000 kilometer, then my discount will be this much. If you want to travel between 1,000 to 2,500 kilometer, then the outcome will be the discount.
Right.
So
yeah, well said.
I am on the right track.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, you understood what was the assignment. See, last time let me add something what Prabhasha said, that she did the assignment, and it followed this, that last time you did the user story assignment by following certain format. Likewise, you were asked to develop the acceptance criteria against each written user story. So user story number one will also follow the given when then format, given when certain situation is given, when certain trigger point appears, and then this is the outcome. So this is how you needed to follow the format to write the acceptance criteria for at least every single user story. Did you get that, Jyoti?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also found it. I wrote it, but somehow I couldn't find that.
No problem.
Thank you. And sorry for the delay.
No problem. So thanks for asking and getting the clarity on that. So let me get started, guys. and you remember the sixth code of honor codes that we need to honor together. And I'm glad that you remember and you remember to honor them. So the very first one, you know that we are following Agile BS Scrum, and Agile is full of the ceremony that demand ceremonies mean meetings. It means that those meeting demands you to show up live, remain punctual, highly committed, and be on time. And that's the reason I ask you to practice the same over here, so that once you get placed, it would be really easy for you to follow the same. And the another associated universal law, as well as one of the favorite code of mine, that says that how you do anything is how you do everything. The second code of honor says that because you are starting this journey as a student, kindly don't be the student. You be what? The full stack student. What does it mean? It means that you do all the assignments, do self-research, and repeat whatever you learn. And while you do so, you end up attracting success, and you need to take the full responsibility of that. And that's very easy to take the full responsibility of success. But when you don't do follow, what exactly happen? You eventually attract failure, and that's the reason even why you will take only responsibility of one thing or one side. Take the complete responsibility to make the circuit complete. And once you take the full responsibility of failure as well, there are chances you may end up working towards correcting it. So once you work towards correcting it, that failure does not remain the failure, but will become the trail to the success. And that's the reason everyone is encouraged to take the full responsibility of both the elements, that's the success and failure, for your own self. Fourth one says that to do so, it really requires the concrete mindset. It means that you be a lifelong learner, remain positive minded, and more positive minded you would be, you will find yourself going complaint free, and more complaint free you would be, you would find yourself soaked in gratitude, and that increases, enhances the you know um, uh, happiness that leads to the productivity, and that's the demand of corporate. The fifth one says that while you're doing so, be a giver on this path of learning. Giver means that you give your ego away on the path of learning. That keeps you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. It means that, again, as I said, that your happiness increases, and that leads to the productivity, and productivity is the demand for the corporate. And that's the reason this give away also helps and to nutshell in the business growth of the project. So that's number one. And second, while you are earning already for your project, have an intent to give away some what of you have earned of. It means that when you give away what you want to more of, it enhances. Why? Because it is said that what you give, that let you grow, and what you receive, that let you may survive. And I'm here that I'm sure that you are not here mere for the survival, but for the growth. And that's the very reason I want everyone to have an intention of the charity to give away at least 5% or 10% of your income when you get placed. And while you once you get placed, continue to do so. And when you do so, you appreciate what you do, does what others do for you, kindly appreciate that. And even something does not happen to you, uh, continue to appreciate, because what you appreciate appreciates you back. And sixth one says that increase the receptivity when you start your day. And for that, I have given you the audio program. That is the audio program is what? The audio program is the 30 days audio program. And for that, I ask you to, if you, in case you don't have that, please ping me and get the please ping me and get this recording from me. Practice it for 30 days, and you will be amazed to see the outcome of this will have in every area of your activity of life. And it is going to be very helpful. 40 minutes long every day should be followed. Put it into 2x mode, so that you can finish it just within 20 minutes. Having said so, because we are getting into deep learning, so remember golden quadrant of learning. Golden quadrant of learning starts with the declaration with anchor. The declaration with anchor Just a moment, guys. And excuse me, as I'm traveling on roaming, so you may hear some background sound. So that's fine, I believe. So yeah. So remember to start with the declaration with anchor, then get into deep learning, and then draw whatever you have learned, and then summarize whatever you have learned just within 24 hours in a way that even 5 years old can understand. So kindly remember to do so. And I am happy that many of you are doing already. So everyone ready for the declaration? Say yes,
Yes.
unmute yourself and say yes.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
Yes.
So our first declaration is what you are going to look at the screen that is selected in blue. So at the count of three, what you are going to do is that along with me, put the anchor. Anchor is nothing but the self high five or say clap and then declare after me. Okay, Manisha? And I believe that you didn't want to, yeah. So everyone go on unmute and declare along with me at the count of three. So 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I am a quick
quick
learner.
learner. Others can learn and I too can do that.
I too can do that.
One more time along with me. The next element and the next element, the next statement is this. Again, set the anchor first at the count of three. 1, 2, 3, and anchor. That's the high five. And say, because I'm an awesome learner,
Because I'm an awesome learner, today's learning
Today's
is going
learning
to
is
be
going to
super
be
duper
super
easy.
easy to me.
exactly, it is going to be super duper easy to you, as you said so. And remember to remain connected every single day. Sunday, you know, is the technical session, 9:30 p.m. EST. Monday is going to be the technical session, 9:30 p.m. EST. Tuesday is gonna be RRP session that you need to attend to increase your visibility, credibility, and marketability. Wednesday, you need to do the assignment for the Sunday, and Monday you are going to do the assignment for Thursday you are going to do assignment for Monday, and also do the RRP session, attend the RRP session. Again, you know the reason behind it, why you need to attend that. And then Friday, you do the assignment in case at all pending. And then Saturday should be your relaxation day. Do research, repeat whatever you have learned, and again prepare your question and answer the question, and come back to get your answer. So let me get started today. So any idea what we are going to discuss today?
VA function.
User stories.
BA responsibilities.
Backlog management.
Was it placement?
Okay, no, not placement. So thank you so much for getting this out. So let me bring that one thing which we have not yet discussed, that we are going to discuss it. And that is going to be this for you. And today we are going to learn very important thing, to which we call it as a estimate and planning. Okay, so more or less we will be discussing this, and also migrating and transitioning towards towards business analysis. All right. So let me tell you before we get started with the estimation. Okay. uh, there are few estimation techniques that we are going to discuss. However, you need to remember this estimation technique is not only the estimation technique that you are going to learn today. There are multiple such estimation techniques. However, we cannot cover each and everything. That's the reason which has been more or less has been used, that we are going to look at it here. Guys, just give me 2 minutes. I'll be going on mute, and again, I'll be unmuting myself. Just give me a second. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you can still listen to me. Can you all hear me out?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So yeah, so what I was telling you that there are multiple estimation techniques, not all we are going to cover. The most important you get to hear. And let's get started first. You need to understand there is one story sizing technique. What is story sizing technique? So story sizing technique means that to every user story, you're gonna give story points. What do we mean by story points? Story point is generally you consider every user story, whatever you are going to discuss and whatever you are going to work upon, you are going to decide its complexity. What do you decide about user story, everyone?
Complexity.
Yeah, where you understand how complex a user story is. So more the number you would give it to, the more complex it would be. Okay. So story points are given. Story points are given based on story points are given based on Fibonacci series. So can someone tell me what is Fibonacci series?
In Fibonacci series, you add the first two numbers like 0 plus 1, 1, then 1 plus 2, 3, 3
No.
plus 2,
So
5.
there is slightly change. You said it in a right way. However, you add the number in this way that first 0, and then it will follow 0, and then it comes 1 and 0 and 1, then it becomes 1, and again 1 and 1 becomes 2, and then 2, 1 becomes 3. You see here? So
Yes.
it is always adding the predecessor number and getting a following number. Okay, so you will have like this. Let me quickly bring bring this thing for you. That's whiteboard that I guess will help. Okay, so say for example, this is your Fibonacci series will start like this: 0, 1, 1, and then what should be the next number?
2.
2. Again, what should be the next number?
3.
Again, what should be the next number? 5.
5.
What?
8.
8.
8.
So this is how
13.
it will go on. Okay, it will continue to go on. Okay, so it will follow the predicting number and will go ahead creating the following number. So this is how we do the create the Fibonacci series. So based on the based on the complexity, we define the number. We give the story point to the user story. Okay, it means that in a nutshell how easy I can go for you. Say for example, one user story is very complex. Okay, and you decide that in a Fibonacci series, can you finish it in do you really require it 13 hours or something? So are you going to give 13 hours or close to that number? You may. However, this is just an indicative for you. Okay, when you are defining the complexity and giving user story user story the story point, so that will be indicative only for you. However, the simplest and the easiest user story would be, and you think it can be covered in a 1 hour or so, to which you can give only one point or something if 1 hour is the job for that. However, more complex, you find that entire day would be given, and more than 2 days is given. Any closest story point, you can give it to that user story to define its complexity. However, this defining defining way is just nothing but it is called as user stories. Okay, sorry, story point, everyone. So this is one thing. Next is poker planning. So we are discussing poker planning. What we are discussing, everyone?
Poker planning.
And this is a very interesting one. So in Agile, what happens? There are multiple types of, multiple types of people. Okay. Himanshu, sorry, I would suggest you please catch up this on recording. And in case everyone who is joining for the first time and you have not filled the form, you get the form from HR. to fill up before you are starting this journey. Okay, so I have just now discussed story point. In case you want more on this, and you missed listening what we discussed, please go ahead and listen to it into the recording. Next, we are discussing the poker planning. Poker planning demands the involvement of every single person. Okay, every single person who are the part of your team. Okay, what happens in this poker planning? Poker planning, what you see here, can you all see here? There are some cards. Can you?
Yes.
Okay, so let me
Yeah.
pull this up. Okay, there are some cards. So cards are just like a card of deck.
Okay.
Here again you find the cards are placed in a Fibonacci series. Okay, again these are defining what? These are defining the story point for every user story. But this is not, we are vocaling out, we are not just calling out the complexity, but here we are imagine as if we are giving votes for it. Okay,
We
sorry guys,
can't hear you.
yeah, I had gone on mute. So thank you so much for cooperating. So yes, um, understand this, that this is the Fibonacci series 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. What exactly happened? You have the deck of the cards, and every business analyst or developer or tester are sitting in the group. And the moment user story is defined and discussed, what exactly you do, you based on your based on your understanding, you pull out the proper card and you just place it and show it in front of the group. It means that you should follow someone, not exactly whatever you feel like that this particular user story takes this much hour from you, exact the card you will pull and you will show that. Then how to consider, say for example, there are two business analysts, two developer, or three tester and three solution architect, and everyone is more than one. Okay, every group member is more than one, and you have been asked to give your estimation, and you are giving one card. So how exactly you will get the right number? Say for example, one module for fund transfer requires to be developed for ACH, or say NEFT, okay, EFT, or say for say for what you call, or say cash withdrawal. Okay, so how exactly you are going to consider this item will require exact one type of or one fixed hour to develop it. However, there were three developers who gave their their number. So how you are going to decide? Who can tell me? Think about it. How should we reach at one point where we decide that this much hour is needed to develop this particular user story? How you are going to define that?
Whatever you choose first, you have
The average.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So just give a round of applause to yourself for this answer. That's absolutely right answer, everyone. So
What was the answer? I didn't hear.
Take the average.
Take the average. Okay.
yes, that's right. Nirmal, did you get the answer?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to take the average of it and declare that this is what we are taking it. So this comes in poker planning. Just you sit in a way as if you are sitting to play the game of poker. So that's the poker planning technique. Now understand the t-shirt sizes. So here I want someone to guess well and tell me, okay, not vote. Let's do vote later. So first we will understand the t-shirt sizing technique. So what do we mean by t-shirt sizing? Okay, Keta want to add something? Yes, Keta, go ahead and What do you feel like saying about this? Yeah, Keda, go ahead. Unmute yourself. I'm ready to hear. Keda, you want to say something? Your hand is raised. I'm waiting for you. Somehow can't hear Keda. So Keda, are you attempting to speak up again? Okay, all right. So Keda is, sorry Keda, we are not able to hear you. But yeah, whenever you think that you are audible, just come back and speak up. So now I want you to see, what do you see on the screen?
Sizes, different sizes.
Sizes.
Okay. Yes,
In the
that's right.
ascending order. In the
T-shirts.
ascending order, yeah.
Yeah, this is in the ascending order. These are the type of t-shirts, and that starts with extra small, small, medium, large, XL. What do you think it is indicating to?
It's increasing.
Yeah, but what it is indicating?
I think it's
Size and the
defining the timeline.
Yeah, no, it's not defining the timeline. It is just depicting and indicating the sizes. So what do you think? This one t-shirt will be indicating the size of what?
One particular story.
Come again, I could not hear well.
So one particular story and size is
Exactly. That's right. So t-shirt sizing technique says that whatever user story you think of, whatever size, that you are going to declare that in the group. So in case anything what you see that it is very small, so here the estimation is going to be very much relative. As the name suggests, it's always estimate. So do you think that estimation has to be fixed?
No.
No. But still you would end up hearing and listening from your seniors, give me the exact estimate. Okay, so this you may find eventually everywhere, but that they end up telling out of the habit. They don't mean that. However, estimation take means that whatever number you are quoting, or whatever the answer you are quoting, those are relative, and there are chances that product owner is going to add some buffer to it of few hours. Buffer means that it can be the less or the higher. Okay, additional few hours or lesser few hours, and you have to quote accordingly. Okay. So user story, how long it will take? Do you think this story is medium, large, or XL, or double XL, or something like that? It can be triple XL as well. However, always starts with extra small. Extra small means just couple of hours, 1 hour or something. Small means is just 2 hours or 3 hours or 5 hours back. Medium is going to be 8 to 13 hours or something. Large plays the role accordingly. So this is the one technique to which we call it uses t-shirt sizing technique, where you indicate the story point based on the sizes for every user story. So this was t-shirt sizing technique. There is another technique to which we call it as voting technique, dot voting technique. What do we call it as, everyone?
Dot
voting technique. Dot voting technique, you understand that there is a board. On board, there are multiple user stories. In fact, those user stories are fixed on the board as a sticky notes. And in this sticky note, user stories are abbreviated, or user stories are just indicated. Okay, so these are the user story. What exactly is going to happen? You are going to give your vote against every sticky note, every user story, that how many dots you want to give to that. Okay, the maximum dots one user story will get, that is going to be more complex. The lesser dot one user story is going to get, so that is going to be the more simplest. So that is what you are going to define. That is how you are going to define. In a nutshell, in reality, I will say why I have chosen these techniques, because in my industry, in my experience, I have seen not more than 3 types of, estimation technique. So you are going to define the complexity. It was being played more in early 2000, okay, or say in early up to 2007 or 10. Then it enhanced further until 2014, and even today many people follow to play in a poker planning way. So poker planning is just like a card of deck, so people are using. However, one has been evergreen. And what is that? Do you know what is that? One technique which has been more or less all the time evergreen and most favorite. So what is that
Poker
technique?
planning.
No,
Planning.
no, that we are going to discuss now.
Delphi Express.
Delphi, yes.
Delphi.
So it's a Delphi or Delphi. So people keep on changing the pronunciation. That doesn't matter. But matter is what one thing is fixed, and that is the idea behind it. So Delphi technique is what to which we call it as what we are going to read it. What based? What based?
Experiment based.
Exactly. It's the experience-based technique. Experience-based technique means that always in the past you have worked upon some of some of the user story. You have developed such kind of functionality, or you have done your analysis and design in a similar kind of functionality, and it might have taken you a day or 8 hours or 4 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. Based on that, you are assessing, sniffing that you are not sure, but still, because you have to do these all activity, it is going to be in last project when you were performing or you were doing the similar activity, you ended up adding 2 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Likewise, for this, I think it is going to be 2 hours or 4 hours or 8 hours, something like that. So it's gonna be total your gut feeling, total your experience, past experience, and based on that, you are going to give your number to your product owner, that what do you think for you this user story for business analysis work will require how many hours. For development, this user story will require how many hours, and for testing, this require how many hours, and for unit testing, this require how many hours. At the end, what you will do, all the hours you will club it, and you will make it ready for the customer and product owner. So kindly, when you feel like speaking and not contributing in the session, please go on mute and then speak up in case you need to communicate inside your home. But you need to communicate. Okay, you are still not listening. So if you need to communicate in the classroom, that time you can unmute yourself and continue to communicate. So that's the thing. So Delphi is the experience based, and how you are going to give the number. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
So any question around it? Any question?
Yes. Gaurav sir, this is Jyoti, and I have a question. You gave the assignment for the user story. They are, according to me, they are all same size, the user story, unless it's a different topic has a different story. So how we know that the story is smaller or the larger?
Okay, so no problem. So sometime what may happen, whatever user story comes to you, that may have the always not always the same size, but in case you are getting of the same size of user story, that's totally fine. It doesn't mean that always expect the variation. Variation is there, then it's good. Even if it is not there, that's good. It doesn't mean that it has to always vary, or it doesn't mean that it never has to vary. Are you getting the point? So whatever the story I gave you, it is of the same nature. That's okay. Okay, go ahead and take that estimation and continue to do that. Say, for example, now I'll tell you that how the variation you can identify. Say, for example, for Fly Agile, you took that 18 user story you developed, and each user story will not take more than 1 hour. And how many developers are there? Say, for example, there are 3 developers. Okay, so 3 developers picked 6 user story, and you see that this can be done by them just in 3 hours. It means that not even a 1 day of work has been done. Okay, still there are 5 hours left for every developer, right? So you can pull more user story. Now forget about the about the membership. Now let's talk about looking for the adding up some reward points. Okay, so you will develop one new user story and say that whatever the discount the customer has gone, and based on his traveling, he is going to get apart from the discount also 10 reward points or 100 rewards points, and this will search his past data, and and whatever the in the history the reward points are there, it is going to get added over there, so that next time when customer is trying to make any travel, whenever the reward points is going beyond 1,000, he can redeem the rewards point. So now you are inviting new user story, and this user story, you think that along with the discount user story, the redemption user story can also be added, right? And when you define that, when you identify that, you start working on that as well. And say, for example, for redemption user story, you can spend 2 hours in development, 2 hours in analysis, and 2 hours in testing, and 1 hour for the bronze member or silver member or gold member for 50%, 75% or 100% discount. That can be developed in one hour. So in a nutshell, you are accommodating more than 18 user story. In fact, many people have written more than user story, where they think that they are developing something which is validating the login and all. So yeah, it may vary when you are having more than decided user story with different nature. Is it clear to you? Hello, who asked the question?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So yes, any another question around here in the estimation? If not, we will move to the next chapter. Can we move?
So
Sir,
which one is the
Sir, I have a
most
question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead and ask the question, whoever is asking.
So it's
Sir, in the
Purbasha.
estimation technique, we get the complexity of the user story and the number of hours we need to finish that user story both, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
what's the question? Okay, you wanted to confirm. Okay, fine. Yes. So based on the user story, based on the complexity, you are defining the number of hours that how much you are going to give. Okay. Again, as if you came across my past video, which I had shared in the group, that is where I was talking about velocity and complexity.
complexity?
Yeah, so that and capacity, that plays the major role in addition to define the estimation. So I would recommend one more time, please go ahead and listen to that. So in case you have not heard of and you're attending this for the first time, or you are listening about the velocity and capacity for the first time, the video will be shared one more time today, and go ahead, connect that, listen to it as around not more than 20 minutes long video. Then it will become more easier for you to understand the relationship, how you are bringing the how you are able to give the total hours by understanding which resource is available during what time, and how long of working hour he can contribute for certain user story considering its complexity. Okay, is that all right? Any other question? So Purbasha, you had some question?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
what is that?
Speaking about the Delphi experienced based voting estimation. So as a fresher, sir, we don't have any experience. So if a fresher put on that spot, how will you gonna do?
So fresher has to be thinker. Okay, so I understand that fresher, it is always challenge for the fresher, but again, what happens, the good thing is for fresher is that always senior people are there with him, and senior person discuss with him about the nature of the work which is going to come, and based on that, their job is to pull out the total hours from the associate or from the juniors. Okay, or for the freshers. So this is how it is going to, but still I would suggest you that in coming days you develop your insight in a way that so that you can give the concrete estimation. Okay, we will look at how you can give it and how you can start working towards it. Okay, so any other question around it, everyone? Can we flip the slide further? Yeah. So I'll
Yes.
take this yes. So
Yes.
let's move further, and we are transitioning towards business analysis. Here we almost wrap up Agile Scrum. So we are heading towards business analysis. Okay. So what do you think, as per you, what is business analysis? Give me,
Require the business requirements from stakeholders.
Documenting the
yeah, that the activity.
License,
The developer and the
stakeholders. License between the
Like
stakeholders in
analyzing the business,
organization.
the person who analyzes the business and the requirements.
Yeah, everything is all right. You are the you do the liaison between all the stakeholders, and everything is all right. So let's understand, without doing the guesswork, all about business analysis. Okay, so I'm going to reshare my screen just for you, and we'll get the entry ticket towards the business analysis and learn this. What we are going to learn?
All about business.
All about business analysis.
Yeah, so let's get started with history itself. And for that, I need one volunteer. Okay, so please be ready and start reading this out. Please, the first bullet.
History. IIBA was founded in Toronto, Canada in October 2003 to support the business analysis community.
Okay.
The
Okay, that's it. So before I start speaking, I would request you to kindly rename yourself if you could, because I don't know who was reading. So could you please
actually, I
rename?
couldn't rename it
Try it
because
now,
the
you would
option
be
is.
able to.
Okay,
Right now.
I'll do it.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. So yeah,
thank you.
so anyone, can you tell me what is IIBA? What was IIBA?
International Institute of Business Analysis.
Business analysis.
So this was one of the body, one of the institute in business analysis who always took care of the business analysis activity. James, do you have any question? I see you have raised your hand.
Oh, no, I don't have a question. I wanted to read out when you said we should read.
So go ahead and
Okay.
read the second bullet once I stop speaking. So yes,
Okay.
IFBA is the Institute of Business Analysis, and it was founded in 2003 to just support business analysis community, and they are still today. They are providing the certification for from IIBA for business analysis, and it was founded in Toronto. Someone is connecting from Toronto. So this is good for you. You can someday decide to visit them. So I don't know whether they are working, only online today on what. If not, if they might have got their office in Toronto, you can visit and have some idea that what all the body looks like. You can, I mean, out of curiosity, you can inquire. Okay. So I want someone to read the second bullet, please. Go ahead.
The Body of Knowledge Community was formed in October 2004 to define and draft a global standard for practice of business analysis. In January of 2005, IBBA released version 1.0 of a guide to the Business Analyst Book of Knowledge, backup guide for feedback and comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So what is BA-BOK? BA-BOK is the business analysis body of knowledge. Yeah, and this is a book, this is a guide almost. Okay, so you have two choices when you are appearing for IBA exam, for business analysis exam. Either you can buy it, or if it is available online, you can download it and start referring what all it consists of. This is just like a Bible of business analysts. So you can download that and start referring to that. I'll make sure that it's not latest version, but at least any of the version, I'll share that with you. And you know that this is a committee. Okay, so in 2000 form, they defined and drafted a global standard for the practice of business analysis, and in January 2005 they released the BA-BOK. Okay, so when you will read more about the BA-BOK, you will understand more of the practices of business analysis. It may sound to you, do we always need to be the liaison between stakeholder, or do we come up with some extra responsibility or some extra work? All those clarity in detail will be given to you with BA-BOK. Okay, so inside BA-BOK you can get what is business analysis. Now you have learned about history of it. Let's understand what do we mean by business analysis. So yeah, now it is talking about version 3.0, but I want someone to read this. Who can go ahead and read it? Please go ahead.
As per Bebop Guide version 3.2, business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to stakeholders.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Do you remember one very important thing it is talking about, and that is about the change. So what exactly happened? It's not only about the stakeholders, but also for business analysts. If you are starting up, it is quite not so easy to understand that this is should we encourage and share the changes, or should we really recommend the changes? Because if we are talking about the changes, one thing is by default, and that is something we call it as uneasiness. Why uneasiness? Because your mind will have to go on work, because you will start thinking about your customer, because you will thinking about the impact, because you will start thinking about the evolution and the benefit of it. The more you will be focused around it. See, it's all about evolution. Ultimately, thing has to be evolved to provide the best experience to the user, and your job as a business analyst to continue to bring the changes and continue to suggest the changes. Do you know why? Because it is not only going to add value to the customer and to their customer, it is going to provide the ease and smartness, but it is also going to add value to you and to your organization. How? Who can tell me?
We can get more money.
Yeah, that is very, very true. And that is actually reality. More changes you will focus upon, more cash you may bring up. Okay, so whenever it comes towards the changes, mind makes you already exhausted, okay, already tired, and it won't open up to bring the context and bring the momentum to start working upon it. Because if something is already exhausted, how you can expect the momentum from it? But in case money drives you, start thinking in this way, that ultimately it is going to bring money on table. So change is equal to cash, if you can remember that. So you will always follow that. The business analyst job is the best job ever, I would say. Okay, because you are responsible for business growth, guys. Okay, so why you're business responsible for business growth? Because you are recommending, liaising with client and recommending the new problem along with solution, not just the problem. And doing so, you are adding value to customer. And if something it is new, he is going to pay you, because you created the urgency, you created the need of that. All of you are with me so far?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So making sense why changes are important and why you should be change centric and change focused. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any question around it? If not, we'll continue to another continue to another slide. Okay. So you understood what is business analysis, but you need to also understand who is business analyst. Okay. So let's read this. So what is business analyst role in the Scrum? Because it is related to Scrum, I want someone to read this bullet, please, for me.
A business analyst is any person who performs business analysis tasks described in the Babcock Guide, no matter their job title or organizational role. Business analysts are responsible for discovering, synthesizing, and analyzing information from a variety of sources within an enterprise, including tools, processes, documentation, and stakeholders. The business analyst is responsible for eliciting the actual needs of stakeholders, which frequently involves investigating and clarifying their expressed desires in order to determine underlying issues and causes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So you understand that business analyst role is continuous analyzing. Okay, they analyze the organizational need. They no more matter whatever their job is, whatever their role is. But the best part is that they elicit what is the need. Okay, and how do they analyze? That is very important. This is what you have read. Let me quickly tell you something which is very important and may add some value to you. Say for example, if you need to analyze, there are the various ways you are going to analyze. So a few of them I am going to talk about that, and let me quickly bring that what could be them. Okay, so I'm going to share again the whiteboard, and this is something new information I am adding that I had not added in the last last time. So say for example, let's talk about one thing to which we call it about the gap analysis. What we are going to do, this technique is called as gap analysis. What technique we are talking about, everyone?
Gap analysis.
So in gap analysis, when we are talking about the eliciting the requirement, we are, by doing so, by eliciting the requirement, we are adding value. We are adding what, everyone?
Value.
Value.
If we are going to add value, it means that we have to make one thing very common, and we don't have to compromise on this. On what?
Quality.
Quality. So, but still we need to do a gap analysis. We don't have to compromise in quality, but still we have to be so much smart that we need to think that what are the, when it comes to adding money, when it comes to expenses. So you need to think in a way that what we can avoid, and what we can avoid and cannot go ahead with the expenses with. Okay, and what are the things we will have to include, and we will have to include, and we cannot avoid that, and that becomes unavoidable. Yeah. So in this gap analysis, what exactly happens? There are three indicators. One is avoidable, unavoidable. Just give me a second, everyone. Yeah, so you have, when it comes to value, when it comes to resources, when it comes to money, you need to think where you can save by segregating what is unavoidable expenses, what is avoidable expense, and you cannot you can agree to not to do that, and still you don't you don't compromise on the quality, to which we end up calling as such kind of analysis comes under category of what? Gap analysis. Yeah.
Gap analysis.
So this is what we did as gap. Then this is one of the analysis technique. The another technique to which we may call and may think of is something predictive analysis. What we can think of, everyone? Okay, so in predictive analysis, what you can predict the future based on the past. Okay, so you can predict the future based on what, everyone? Past performance. So based on the past performance, you can think of that. And when you are thinking that, okay, so you know the current state. Okay, current state means how it is performing today. Okay, so you know the current state. Okay, and based on the prediction or based on the past performance, this is your current state, or say past performance, say past state, not the current state. Okay, past state, and this is your future state. Okay, this is your future state. It means that where you want to go. Okay, and in current state, you will see what is the missing item. Okay, you will see what is missing item. Okay, missing item is, it could be resources, it could be it could be resources, or it could be hours, or it could be the new tools, or new methods. So everything you can think of that is missing. Once you will bring them on the table, when you will include them, okay, when you will include them in your activity, it will help to move it further. Say for example, for predictive analysis, you need someone who is expert data analyst. Okay, with me so far, everyone? So you see that to
Yes.
do the proper predictive analysis, you should hire someone who, some business analyst who is good in the data analyzing as well. So he can create some graph based on the available number, and what he can do is that based on number, he can identify the trend. Okay, so in Excel, using Excel itself, based on the numbers, you can auto generate graphs that you create that. Okay, you don't need to create that. You can just simply give the numbers, indicators, and you go ahead and you can create that. Okay, someone is waiting to get in. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Let me allow them. I don't see anyone who is waiting to get entry. I don't see anyone. Okay. So please convey that, try again if they want to get in. So yeah. So please convey that please try to get in again. So by the way, you are looking at my whiteboard. Can you all see my whiteboard, everyone?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay. So, okay, no, Aruna. So please, if you can convey that, she can retry, and I will let her in. So thank you so much. So predictive analysis, let's talk about the future state, where that's the desire state where you want to go. How you will go? By identifying the missing elements. Okay. So based on the missing element, you are defining the future state, and based on her, its past performance, you are defining what will be its future. Okay, and that's how you are just adding those missing element. That becomes the predictive analysis. There are various types of analysis that you can do, but how would you do that analysis? That you will do through some tools. Okay, someone is trying now, so now I'm letting her in. So I have admitted iPhone, I think. So yeah, you can rename yourself iPhone. I have just now allowed you. So just now you have seen who is business analyst, and before that you knew that why business analysis is needed, and before that you knew that what is the history of it. Okay, having said so, let's understand why it is not, if I'm not able to share this. So give me a second, guys, and let me reshare my screen. I believe I should be able to share now. Yeah. So you learn about who is business analyst, but you need to understand one very important thing. Okay, why business this thing, why business analysis was needed. Okay, so what exactly made it to bring business analysis in the industry? So I want someone to read the first two bullet. Who can go ahead and read that? Go ahead.
Change and life happens.
Mhm.
Project requires flexibility and adaptation to respond to change. One has to analyze the impact due to change.
Yeah. So we have been talking about the changes. So it's all about projects flexibility. Okay, you cannot operate today's world with monochrome computers. You cannot operate. How many of you know about the 486 version of computer? Do you all know that 386, 486? That was before Pentium.
No.
Okay, you have
No.
not worked. So, but have you heard of Pentium 1, 2, 3, 4, or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much. Someone is able to relate with that. So those have been the older version. We don't talk about that today. We talk about core duo processor or something like that. So why? Because things has advanced so much that it cannot be operated. Now let me give you the another example. As the apps are enhancing, that even let you bring continuous update in your software. Sometimes you continue to update your iOS software. Sometimes you need to continue to update your Android operating system. Sometimes you need to, there times comes in these uh, these softwares are enhancing so fast that you will end up buying a new gadget. Have you any of you have realized that? Because
Yes. Yes.
older operating system does not help in that way. So that's the reason, means it is inviting the change. Okay. And based on those change only, you can, when you will adapt the change, you will be able to respond to the change. And for that you need to become more flexible and more adaptive in nature. So and why you will do just because the change is happening you will accept that? No, you will analyze the impact of that onto the project, and then you are going to embrace that change. Okay, I want someone to read the third bullet point written over here.
This one, this one is this one is business analyst who analyzes a change, impact, gather requirement, and liaise with stakeholders.
Yeah. So understand, it is not the responsibility of developer who will identify the change for you. Okay. It's not solution architect's requirement. You are continuous liaising with all the stakeholders. The moment you are liaising with the entire stakeholder, you are getting senses and getting aware with their nervous system, what they think. Based on that you are deriving the conclusion and impact, and you come up with the idea that what more changes you can suggest, what actual changes you can suggest to the customer. Discuss with product owner and then say that I'm going to discuss about these changes to the customer. Write them down, send it that I see the impact over here, and that's the reason we should include this functionality and that functionality. It is for sure that business analyst has to be a thinker. What you have to become, everyone? Thinker. So start becoming a rational thinker, a critical thinker, so that you can bring more value on the table for the industry. So it's all about the thought process. How you think is very, very important, and that plays a very vital role. So let's get started further and understand, if you are going to be a business analyst tomorrow, so what is going to be role of business analyst. Now, before we talk about that, let me quickly tell you a very important thing. In fact, I wanted you to know this. Let me and increase the size of this drawing. Just wait a second. Yeah. So starts with start with requirement planning and management. Then you elicit those requirements, and then you communicate those requirements, and then you go ahead and validate that requirement, because you are bringing solution on the table. And then once you validate it, you just document it properly and continue to go ahead with the enterprise analysis, because this is ongoing activity for business analysts. You have to continuously analyze the enterprise to plan any requirement and manage those requirements, so that you can elicit that with customer or the stakeholder, and continue to communicate in all various ways, and then get it validated and then document it. Is that clear? This is going to be you can understand that this is almost requirement flow. This is how the requirement flows. Okay, all right. So now understand the prerequisite, and before we read about it, let's understand this this one as well. Okay, how do you do that? So you identify the need. Okay, Again, you collaborate and elicit the need. Okay. And then you communicate that requirement. Again, uh, when you communicate, you need to model that. How do you model that? You just say, okay, someone is again joining. Let me allow them. So wait a second, guys. Okay. Okay. So what do you do that? How do you model that? Model that means if something is pre-existing already, you are going to model that. Okay. So from where you are modeling, you are just going to write them down and then continue to manage that requirement. So this is how it will flow continuously. This is the another representation of the requirement, how it will flow. So what exactly is needed to become the right business analyst? Before we talk about all those details, let me do one very important thing, tell you very important thing, and that is we are learning together Scrum Master and Business Analyst role. And let me be very clear, okay? Because tomorrow you are going to get into the industry. When you are going to get industry, you will experience two types of people who are just getting started and who have the industry experience. And now here is the magic, and now here is the catch. And I want everyone who is the experienced Scrum Master and have worked in the Scrum world, pay very close attention, because you will be able to relate with it. And you might have a wow moment for this. So what exactly happens? In some industry, you had become the part of Agile. Okay. The way it is working, you become accustomed to that. Okay. Tomorrow you are transitioning into the new company, and they are also evaluating and working under Agile. And you see that this company, and tomorrow you are getting into the new company, you see this company is not working the way your earlier company used to work, and you challenge them. You are actually not following the Agile principle. My dear friend, let me tell you a very important thing. What is the core objective of Agile methodology? Who can tell me?
Adjust and adapt the changes.
Okay, changes someone is telling? No, that's not the right answer.
Adaptability.
Yeah, so one is adaptability and flexibility, but using adaptability and flexibility, what you are doing?
Working software to deliver to vendor and product.
Exactly. Delivery is the right word. Delivery is the right word. You are delivering this working software to customer. So so it's continuous development, continuous iteration, continuous delivery, continuous shipment through iteration is the objective. And for that, you need to become adaptable. When you are rigid on some processes and Agile demands you to be more flexible, and when you are rigid in some past processes, are you actually following Agile? Tell me that.
No.
You are
No.
not following, because you are deviated from the focus, deviated from the objective of the continuous delivery by being flexible. These people come from one organization and think that the same process this new organization also should follow, and then go ahead in a very defensive mode, and they say this organization does not follow Agile, I should teach them Agile and all. No, it is not going to work in that direction. Sometimes these people decide to club two different frameworks and follow one in right way. Remember, ultimate goal is the software delivery, working software delivery. You cannot teach them that, hey, you need to follow Agile in this manner, because in the older organization, I used to do that. If tomorrow you are going to get placed and follow some Agile principle, you are learning something over here that retrospective has to happen at exactly after the shipped product, and in some organization you see that retrospective meeting has been missed. It may make you mad. Gaurav had taught us always about retrospective, but I don't see that retrospective has been part of Agile. No, my dear friend, they are following certain customized principles to which they are calling the Agile. They are more focused towards the fastest delivery. Okay, however, they chose you as a Scrum Master, but sometimes because Scrum guidelines says that Scrum Master is not involved in the multiple activity. Okay, we agree to follow that, but if you will end up talking about this, and this is a catch. Okay, this is a catch. In interview, if you will end up talking about it, you need to be very smart in answering that. If someone says, okay, we are hiring you as a Scrum Master, do you think you will be able to perform the business analyst role? You should not conclude then and there and jump and giving the answer. Instead, this is the loud or say high level of question. You ask again question top of that, try to get more narrow and ask them for the practices. What kind of Scrum practices do you follow? Do you really go as per the Scrum guidelines? If they say yes, then say Scrum guidelines say that Scrum Master has to be facilitator and should be more focused towards removing all the impediments of the project, so that continuous delivery should not get break. That's number one. And number two, for that very reason, this Scrum Master can work as a servant leader, can show the path to everyone, to make sure that everyone walk on that path and meet every deadline. But he does not want to intervene in anyone's work, and neither he would want others to intervene in their work as well. So this is how they are going to work. But in case you are something whose focus is continuous delivery, and you can work in a way that you can take some extra responsibility if the answer comes from the interviewer. No, we are very much flexible and we don't follow the Scrum guideline at T. Okay, what is going to happen? If that kind of answer you are getting, you are able to sense that it means if there is no work tomorrow in the project, I might have to act as a business analyst as well. Okay, so Scrum Master and business analyst, these work go hand in hand. Okay, sometimes if your project demands that, okay, if your project see that this guy has both the skills, he had worked in a company as a Scrum Master and he had also worked as a business analyst. Based on that, because their focus is they have another objective, their focus is to save more money, make more money. With me so far, everyone? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much. So this time I spoke a paragraph and that made you more silent. I totally understand that. So thank you, everyone. So for understanding why this is required, I want someone to read for me these all 6 elements that what is needed for as a prerequisite for business analyst. Go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Degree and domain knowledge.
Degree and domain knowledge, analytical skills,
Read that.
Microsoft Excel, negotiation skills, SQL, communication skills.
Yeah, exactly. So this is how it is going to be. So you need to have degree and domain knowledge. Okay, so domain knowledge, good to have. So there are the various domains on which you are going to work upon. Okay, so it could be banking domain, insurance domain, or utility domain, or anything else it can be. Remember to not to forget that it is going to be your analytical skill, my dear friend. Okay, so because that gives you all the result. And then a negotiation skill, through communication it is going to happen. One thing is very nowadays you need to have, that's all about SQL. If you can have that, Prerna generally gives a great idea. Prerna is the co-trainer, if you don't know. So she is right now on pregnancy leave, so she will be back after some months. But yeah, she suggests one good website if you really want to quickly learn about SQL. SQL is nothing but a structured query language. Imagine you have multiple food items in one shelf, or if you have working in a garment store, you have multiple multiple garment in one almirah, okay, one cupboard. So how you can do that? If you want to instruct someone to pull out a particular t-shirt or something, you would suggest them, hey, go ahead to that XYZ cupboard, and from there in the third row and fourth column there will be this color of t-shirt of this size would be there. Please bring it out so that I can try and test it. Okay, so in a normal spoken language, you are giving the instruction that way. In software, how will you instruct that? So there is a way there is a way using that you communicate the same thing in this to the software as well. And this idea to give the commands to the software, we call it as a structured query language. With me so far, everyone?
Yes, sir.
And why I'm telling you in so simple way, because many have just started. Many have no IT background, so you need to know in a simple language as well. So that's the one thing, and that you can learn from W3. Yes, that's right. That's right. Please complete that. What you were saying.
W3 school.
Yeah, w3schools.org, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So w3schools.org is should be the go-to site for you for learning SQL. Okay, if you want to learn, good to have. The skill is always good to have.
I learned that before. A friend of mine gave that to me.
WR.
Soma, you want to say something? Are you saying something?
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I SQL. I looked it up in the website.
Okay.
A few days ago.
Okay. That's good. That's good. That's very nice. Yeah. So if you feel like learning that, you can go ahead and learn it. And yeah, this is the one of the go-to site. And here you will end up finding that in a very easy manner, you will learn this structured query language. So this is about the business analysis. These are the basic skills, prerequisite required for a good business analyst. Gayatri, want to say something?
Yeah, is there any basic certification for SQLs or which we can?
Yeah, definitely, Gayatri. So let me quickly tell you that you will look for the certification, you will get certification for each and everything. Okay. From SQL itself, when SQL was the part of Microsoft, Oracle, there used to be a lot of certification. Here also, means you can go ahead and explore that what all the means certification available. Earlier days there used to be, so now this SQL has been taken over by multiple organizations. Okay, so I want to recommend for anyone to go, but at least you can become a basic basic expert into SQL by doing any simple like for Agile, you are doing SFC course, that is for free. Likewise, you can find out some free courses for SQL and then go for the paid courses. Okay, I don't recall this time because in 2000, because I come from that batch, so I remember that during those days there were some good certification. I even don't recall the name of those certifications. As
I do have it, Gaurav sir, from I'm sending in the group.
Okay, please do that. Thank you so much. Thank you for asking. Thank you for responding.
And Gaurav sir, before you go further, okay, you finish with the 6th bullet and I have a question.
Yeah, I have finished the 6th bullet. Go ahead and ask your question.
Can I ask right now?
Yeah. Go ahead and ask that.
Okay. It's regarding like domain knowledge. What about if I will do in my resume, since I'm working in college, so I have very good knowledge of the banner application where the student comes and we do registration, we change their residency and multiple things, like we can go and see their history, like which courses they are enrolled in, and we can drop them, we add them.
Yeah, so education have multiple wings. Okay, so education domain you can definitely talk about, and you can specify in the details of that in education domain what all activity you have performed to. You can go ahead and you can talk about that. Okay, So
So
that,
can I put in my resume?
yeah, definitely you can go ahead and put that and convey that. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So whatever you find it easy and you are well versed with that, go ahead, put that, and just communicate with your HR as well as DOG in RRP sessions. Okay. And continue to include. Yeah, let's move to the next slide, please. And we will talk about roles and responsibility of business analysis. So I want someone to read the first bullet. Please go ahead and do that. Start reading.
Business analysts work across all levels of an organization and may be involved in everything from defining strategy to creating the enterprise's architecture to taking a leadership role by defining the goals and requirements for programs and projects, or supporting continuous improvement in its technology and processes.
Yeah. So dear future business analysts, remember to never lose your cool. Why? There are chances you may end up your cool, losing your cool, because you would be asked so many questions by your peers that you sometime may think, what is this? And what communication I came into? Okay, so many people are asking so many questions. So it's all about the communication. Okay, you will have to communicate in various ways. So this is a beautiful job, and that defines that you are emerging as a right leader. Okay, so it gives you opportunity to demonstrate your leadership role, that how you are organizing yourself, how you are organizing stakeholder, and how you are organizing requirement, and how you are liaising with everything, with everyone about everything. So you are always the focus person. You are always who is going to get the more attention, because everyone will be you will be surrounded by everyone, where everyone wants more answer from you, because you are the one who is contributing towards the business growth, towards the technology growth, towards the process growth. Okay, so this is how you are helping organization to evolve, and along with that you eventually end up evolving further. Okay, so business analysts help businesses in a nutshell to do business better. Okay, you understand this? The roles and responsibility of business analyst in a nutshell, in a summary. Say yes if you understand that.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone who did not understand? Okay, so I understand this, that as you have gotten everything, because we have today transitioned from Agile Scrum to the business analyst. I don't want you to load so much more with the information, and that's the very reason we are deciding to end up the session today. Okay, at this time, and next we are going to meet on next Friday. Yeah, I not Friday, sorry, my mistake. Again, we are going to meet on next Sunday, and we will talk more in detail, shifting the gears towards business analysts. Raksha, you have some question?
Yes, sir. So the question is, one thing, do you suggest any place where we can increase our domain knowledge with respect to different domains?
Okay, so see, today you are going in a search of job, right? And job can come from the various industry. I would suggest in whatever interest you have, you can be the expert in that. If you if you are good in investment, go ahead with the investment banking domain. If you're good in education, go ahead with the education domain. If you are good with the insurance, go with the insurance domain. So I can't say that you just focus on one domain and go ahead and master with that. Always check your interest and align your learning with that, and then align your learning with that, enhance your learning with that. I won't recommend that you start with that, because industry, you may get any job, any requirement from it.
Sorry to interrupt you. I think I have to rephrase my question then. So if I'm interested in one particular domain, how is there any particular website or anything that you would recommend, like, or YouTube channel wherein we can get more information with respect to business analysis?
Okay, so I would suggest you adapt this way to learn anything and in everything about whatever you are interested upon it. I'm giving you the cool hack. What is the hack? Say, for example, you are interested in banking domain, and banking domain comes with the various domains. Okay, it has the card domain, it has the payment domain, and whatnot. So what you will do, go to YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine as of now. Now it has become the third one. The first one, it has become what, any idea which is the largest search engine today?
Google.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Yes, OpenAI, ChatGPT. So it has become the first one. Second is Google, but YouTube is where you need to go. Okay, so go to YouTube, and what you do is that type this thing, all about domain name, in 10 minutes or in 30 minutes, whatever makes sense to you. Write down that number, search that in YouTube. You will get n number of such videos, but pick the closest duration video. Say, for example, you said all about payment, all about banking domain in 30 minutes, and you get some video which is near 29 minutes. Okay, and I want you to become the expert in that. How would you do that? You remember the golden quadrant of learning? Guys, this is the science. This is the engineered method. I have mastered it, and I am just telling you the same trick and tips. Once you do that, you will be amazed what exactly you have learned. Okay, what you are going to do is that apply golden quadrant of learning. Okay, search that topic, learn all about banking domain in 30 minutes. You get any video which is related to 29 minutes or 25 minutes or something like that. Open that may match with your interest. Okay, put the anchor, declare, and learn it. Okay, you learn it in the first go, again come back, take 5 minutes break, again put the golden quadrant of learning, learn it again, do it just 3 times. Once you are done, come back and write all the notes after you have learned. You will be amazed the way you have grasped it. And when you have taken the note, go back, create a new new video, short video, and start talking about that. You will be amazed by your own growth, how you have become expert into it. Okay, so this way you can learn any domain knowledge, or in fact any skill. That's number one. Number two, in case some terminology interests you, go ahead, search for that in YouTube, and you will end up finding many. Someone's expert, someone's way of teaching will match with you. So it is ocean. More you want to swim, you can more swim into that. These kind of instructor based training is what, where we teach you in a step-by-step manner what is needed for you to go ahead with, to immediately get place. Okay, not to swim in the ocean, but know from which point to which point you need to go to get award. That's it. Okay, you got the drill now?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're more welcome. So guys, we have come to the end, and we are I'm not going to push more in detail because I don't want you to overload, because few of you are attending for the first time. By the way, who was here for attending for the first time? I believe there was someone who was attending for the first time. Anyone?
Hi, I'm Shruti. I'm attending here for first time.
Oh, really? Hi, Shruti. Yes. So we would love to know a quick intro from you, that who are you, from where you are connecting, and if you have any past experience, and yeah, your educational background. Please go ahead and share that.
I'm from Texas, Austin, Texas. I have been a housemaid for over almost 9 years, but I had a working experience some 9 years back in work. I was working with Wipro in developmental side, from development side.
Great. And this was
I was working with Wipro India those times. Now I'm not working for past 9 years.
Awesome. So everyone, please type in the chat window, because even though we are ending up, please type in the chat window. Welcome, Shruti. And Shruti, what do you feel like saying this is this was your day one? How did you feel? Was it were you able to understand everything? How did you find it?
I could understand. Yeah, I was able to make almost most of the things related to business. I think you might you have switched it from agile to Scrum to business analysis. So most of the things what you have told about business analysis, yeah, I was able to grasp. But I think I couldn't attend the previous sessions, which was mostly on Scrum, I think. So I need to catch up. Also.
No, you don't need to catch up, Shruti. Why? Because you will eventually land up there. So go with the flow now. Okay. So don't take any stress that you have missed something. You have never missed. Don't miss anything. It is always in cycle. Okay. So yeah, I'll take a voice note that will I believe that you might have heard that. Okay, voice note that you are in a journey, not in a bag. So anyways, anyone else? So welcome, Shruti, and anyone else who is attending for the first time apart from Shruti? Okay, if not, then I want, like Shruti, she said that how she was able to do this. How she was able to do this. I want to hear from each one of you that what exactly you learned, what exactly made you more relatable to this topic. How do you feel like saying? What do you feel like saying? Please go ahead and type this into WhatsApp group as you always do. But this time I want to read from each one of you. Okay, so kindly go ahead, do that. Let me read that and you will get the recording for it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for connecting. We'll talk to you soon on Sunday. Don't miss to submit your assignment, the summary at least. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.